Welcome back to another episode of the 11 attractive characteristics for men to develop as related by Swing Cat in Real World Seduction. Again, if you haven't read the book, you need to download it because it's free, it's right there. You're a budding pickup artist, you want to read it and learn, right? I've done five previous episodes discussing the first four, and the sixth one, I thought I did the fifth, but I didn't, so I have to do that now. I have to add that in to make the whole complete. We're halfway through. A lot of good information to speak about. Number 5 is related to number 2. Number 5 is just as foundational. Number 5 is part of the reason why guys who are good get better and guys who are terrible get worse. Let's start off with a story. As from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins tells this story, gives this analogy all the time. You go to a dealership to buy a new car. You're looking over the cars, and all of a sudden, bam, you weren't looking for a specific one, but a bright red, shiny, brand new car catches your eye. You check it out, you like the specs, you like the price, and you say, all right, good, I'm taking that one home. You drive it home. Soon enough, you go out and about for a walk. Now everywhere you're looking around, you see a red car there and a red car there and an orange car, which kind of looks a little bit red, so you kind of call it red, right? And then you see someone's magenta car over there, and you're like, yeah, well, magenta's kind of a red as well. It fits in that family, right? And maybe you see a shade of brown over there that kind of looks a little bit reddish if you see it from a certain angle. And what's happening here? What's happening is that you saw something that you focused on everywhere. The red car, which caught your attention initially in the dealership, you now see it everywhere, even when it's not technically there. Now, this is called your RAS, reticular activating system, or reticular activation system. Not too sure which one, right? You would think the glasses gave me the secret powers for this stuff. I don't know. But one of those. It just means whatever you focus on grows in your attention span, right? You tend to point it out and piece it together everywhere. All right? People who focus on dying and killing and shooting and wars tend to find that news everywhere, wherever they look, right? In things that you probably wouldn't even associate with that. People who look for positive, happy, transformational, beautiful stories and moments find them everywhere, even in the worst of times, in the worst of situations, right? You program yourself with what you focus on. What you focus on becomes the basis, it becomes the lens, right? That colors the way you see the world around you. It colors the way you think habitually, the way you speak habitually, the way you act. And it's like a recurring loop, right? They all feed each other, and they get stronger and stronger and stronger until you break it or something breaks it. Right? That's just the way it goes. And so, why did I mention this story? Because number 5, quality number 5, is having a strong reality. and possessing the ability to pull the girl into it. Now, the second part of that takes some technical talk and jargon that we'll have to discuss later. But the first part of that is heavily related to attribute number 2, which is always assuming women are into you. We know that your beliefs, what you think to be true habitually, what you run in here habitually, is what we see. We make a habit, a pattern of seeing that. Right? Guys who are good with girls live in a fog, live in a haze that says every girl with a pulse and with a working brain likes me. That is their reality. They live and die on that hill. It doesn't change for any reason, right? Do they get rejected? Yes, they do. But guess what they think? This girl is out of her mind. She's out of her damn mind, right? She doesn't understand who I am. She's out of her damn mind. That's what they think. But guess what? The way you habitually think, believe, feel, act, speak, colors your reality. This plays into helping them. It's a blessing for them. They take more risk, they take more chances, they move forward more often than not. And guess what they find? They just seem to wind up in situations where their belief runs true. They just keep finding out, yeah, this girl like me, and that girl like me, and this and that, right? Even in little scenarios, right? You can be a ladies' man with this belief. Some girl flirts with you at the corner store when you go to get a bottle of milk. Or you think she was flirting with you when you go to get a bottle of milk. She might have just been making small talk. But you have that belief that colors, that focuses, drives your attention towards that. So that's what you think, right? And that allows you to test the waters and move forward. Or the girl at the mechanic shop who's ringing your order up. You swear you saw her give you a wink. Now you're going to see what's behind that, if there is anything behind that. It colors that belief, always assuming women are into you, colors your whole entire world. It's worth repeating. It's worth saying again. It needs to be developed. When you live in a haze of that, you can truthfully, you cannot be deterred. Rejection actually doesn't faze you because you think she's a little off, right? She just doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it. And that it's a self-fulfilling loop, right? You have that deep-seated belief that continues over and over. It feeds itself. The way you build this into a reality is you change the way you've been looking at the interactions that you have, right? You want to find forcefully, you're going to have to force yourself. You want to forcefully find evidence that girls like you. You want to forcefully find it. And you want to point to it. You want to make it abundantly clear. Then you want to think back to times in your past where girls could have liked you and you dropped the ball. I know I said this in the second lesson. This is very crucial. It's very key, very critical. It cannot be overstated. It cannot be talked about enough. Right? The guys who it comes across in everything, your vocal tone, your eye contact, your body language, every single part of you radiates that, it comes across. Truthfully, right? You need to find instances to point to. Force yourself to point to as, she liked me. This girl liked me. That girl liked me. That girl making small talk with you at the cafe, she liked you. That old lady who gave you a pat on the back for no reason, she liked you. You must do that. You must build that into start from a snowflake, turn it into a snowball, turn it into an avalanche. An avalanche of evidence in your mind that cannot be moved. That is the foundation from upon which we will talk about the techniques and everything that come later, because that has to be talked about in a separate part. But we're revisiting number 5 and number 2 linked, because it's that important. Build that belief, force that evidence, find that evidence, because that will allow you to take the action you need to be the guy you need to be the pickup artist you need to be. Until next time, go out there and find that evidence.